What's up, y'all? Elash from Kendama, and we're here with another it's actually not an unboxing this time. Today's video is actually going to be my top 5 Kendamas from 2020. The only criteria that these Kendamas have to fit under to be on my list is that they had to have come out in 2020, and I actually had to have picked them up myself and play with them. And this is my opinion. I don't speak in fact because, you know, that's kind of annoying. Kendama is very, very subjective in how I think things play and stuff, so yeah, let's get on to the video. Before I actually get into my top 5 Kendamas, let's go over some honorable mentions on my list. And the first one we're going to talk about is the Quill Kestrel V4. And this right here is one of the latest products that they've come out with. Very, very solid shape, awesome paint, and the owner is super cool from what I've heard. The owner's a Sacramento local person, and people have met him and said he's really cool. Also, my man Martin is sponsored by them, local Kendama player. He's awesome. This is not in my top 5 because there's another Kendama on my list in the same price range at least, but in my opinion, it's better than this, but that doesn't mean this is a bad Kendama. At normal price, these are definitely worth it. You should go pick them up. Next honorable mention that I have is the Mugen Momiji Red that came out in 2020. This thing is so awesome, and it probably would have bumped one of the Kendamas in my top 5, but the only issue is that no one in the US is holding these. And I feel like that lack of availability and having to pay like 20 plus for shipping, you know, is in my honorable mentions, but it's one of the coolest Kendamas with some of the best paint around from Iwata, and one of the coolest kin shapes in my opinion. Like that's dumb, that's stupid, you shouldn't be able to do that. That's dumb, that's supposed to be bad lunar balance, but it fits fine right there. If this was more widely available and there was like a US seller or company from the US that wholesaled these, definitely would have been in the top 5, but yeah. Momiji Red Mugen in my honorable mentions. Now let's get into my list of my top 5 Kendamas of 2020, and the first Kendama that we have is the Adrian Esteban Pro Model. The Adrian Esteban Pro Model is a really awesome Kendama that is very unique. It's $100 and it's a premium product from GT. It's a birch construction in the Ken, and then we got an raw ash Tama. Super nice when it gets soft. You can lock in all your lunars and stuff. It's a very unique shape with all these grooves and such. Not a lot of Kendamas like that out there, and it has amazing stall points and amazing balance. So it's not only just a string trick Kendama with all these grooves, but it's an all-around great Kendama. You're probably wondering why it's at number 5, and the only reason why is because although it's a great all-around Kendama for, you know, your 12-year-old Kendama player, they're probably not going to be able to pick something like this up. Not every player is going to want to like grab this or gravitate towards this, but it's a very unique Kendama at $100. If you bring this to a jam, unless someone has the same exact Kendama as you, no one's gonna have a Kendama that looks exactly like this, and you know, has that thick string, and you can do basically any trick that you want on this. So that's why it's number 5, and also Adrian's a great guy, so there's a little bias there. But yeah, Adrian Esteban Pro Model is number 5 on my top 5 list. At number 4 on my list, we have the Sweets Kendama Boost Radar. You're wondering in your head, why is this above the Adrian Esteban Pro Model at a $20 bargain? Well, that's one of the main reasons, and it actually is the biggest reason. It's an amazing shape, even with beechwood. Awesome sticky paint that is very durable. I know people complain about sticky paint from Sweets, but I personally like it better than Kush. I can make a video on that if you guys want. In my tests with the sticky paint from Sweets, it's very nice, very sticky. It does everything good enough, and you know, just like other paints, it'll chip, and that's fine, because you know, Kendama paint is supposed to chip. But yeah, no, all around for $20, and this is someone's first Kendama, that'd be great. Or if you're just a player who's been in the game for a while and you just want a new jammer in a really good shape, this is a perfect buy. For 20 bucks, you're gonna get some decent paint, a long string, by the way. You'll be satisfied because this is a really nice pickup. If you get even weights on it, that's great. That's kind of the only thing that prevents this from being higher, is that weights are kind of a question with Sweets all the time in a lot of major Kendama companies because they're not checking for them. Number 4, solid pickup and solid Kendama for any first-time Kendama players. Next Kendama at number 3 in the middle of my top 5 is going to be the Liam Router Pro Model on the 1-Up shape from Soul Kendamas. So Soul Kendamas has been one of my favorite brands in the last minute, and Liam Router has been one of my inspirations since he's posted, you know, just a lot of cool tricks, and he's a slinger god, and I like slingers, and I think I'm okay at them, but he's just on another level. He has one of the coolest Pro Model designs. Like, you cannot go wrong with this Tama, and the Ken is one of the best Kens that came out in 2020. And it was, what, $50 or $40? Tell me how this is not one of the best Kendamas of 2020. Like, It's awesome. It's awesome. Even without the bounce on this, the lunars are pretty honed. Amazing sticky paint, awesome design, and awesome Ken shape. And it's the pro model of one of the coolest people in the Kendama community. Like this is top 3. Go pick one of these up, or any of the other 2, or anything from Soul. At number 2 on my top 5 list, we have the Evo Kendama. Now, I don't know if he's named this shape, but this is one of my all-time ever favorite shapes. They went from making this to this amazing, beautiful Kendama right here. They do custom orders, and they'll modify the shape a little bit if you tell them to. They'll do 5 burn lines if you ask them to. They'll do it wherever you want on the Tama. They'll do burn lines on the actual Ken itself. They'll put a bounce hole if you want. I didn't want the bounce hole because I wanted my slingers, but it still has great lunar bounce without that bounce hole. The stall points are amazing, and you can get different Tama sizes. I requested for a bigger Tama, and they delivered on that, and it just, so good. The durability of it overall, like I've thrown this thing around and it's still pretty freaking nice. Like, you guys need to not sleep on my guy Kyle on Evo. I know he's not making stuff right now because you guys are supporting him so hard, but as soon as he opens up custom orders again, you guys need to hop on because this is one of the best Kendamas I've played. So my number 1 Kendama of 2020. This Kendama is really awesome. I have not stopped playing with it at all since I've gotten it, and it's my go-to now. Like, I don't go anywhere without it at a Kendama jam. Like, this is always in the bag. Sometimes I'll leave some stuff out if I'm not feeling it, but like, this is always coming with me. And that Kendama has to be the Analog Squab 2020. Analog lit the world on fire when they released the Squab, and I didn't want to grab one because I didn't have money because I was broke. And then they came out with this, and I missed out on the first Squab, and I wasn't going to make the same mistake twice. In general, this shape is, you know, very balanced. It's not as skinny as a Boost or anything, but it's not as thick as a Soul 1-Up. It's going to be right in between, and I love that for slingers and just the overall feeling in the hand. Big cups all around, awesome stall points at every stall point. They keep the stock low, you guys know that, because sellouts, people always complain about them selling out too fast, which you know they're doing a good job because everyone wants their stuff, and that's because they just play that good. But man, the quality on this is great. I've dropped this Ken so many times on concrete, and it looks beautiful still. And the weights on Analog Kendamas are the most consistent I have ever seen on a CNC'd Kendama that's made overseas, because these guys are weight matching them for you all the time. Like, the last 2 Kendamas that I had from Analog Kendamas were either dead on or 1 gram to 2 grams off. And other people's Kendamas that I've weighed from Analog, they've been less than like 5. Like, that's crazy. You don't see that with, you know, CNC'd overseas Kendamas. I just had so much fun. Like, that's a honed bevel right there, and I can lock in all my stalls, no problem. Paint is honed, so I can lock in all the lunars, no problem. I missed the pin, but man, I can't get over this Kendama, and I can't get over Analog Kendama. They have the best Kendama, in my opinion, that came out in 2020 and is one of the best things that happened in 2020. If you guys want a TLDR, really quick, this Kendama is above all the other Kendamas on this list because it comes at a very good price point, around $30 to $40, and it has the best all-around play in my experiences and the best paint around. It also has awesome string length that you can customize. This was actually too long for me and I had to cut it. It was like 10 fingers long. And you get the amazing customer service and the amazing vibe from Analog Kendama. So that is why it's number 1 on my top 5 Kendama list. That was my top 5 Kendamas of 2020. You guys let me know down below in the comments what was your guys' top 5 Kendamas of 2020, or just what you were jamming, or whatever you want down in the comments down below. I know this was a really long video, but if you watched the whole thing, I really appreciate it a lot. If you guys want to, please subscribe if you haven't already, hit the like button, and turn on post notifications and share the video, because that goes a long way for helping the channel grow. 2020 was a really cool year for the channel. I hit 1K on one of my videos and it was amazing. I know I've been lacking in content lately, but I've just been really busy, but we're gonna hit hard in 2021 and serve you guys the best content that I can. This is Elijah from Kendama, signing out. Peace!